Welcome, everybody. Thanksgiving Tuesday, pre-up. Hopefully, you had some biscuits or something that gets you leaning forward, and you picked out your dessert accordingly. We thank you for some Beatrice Bakery for allowing us to do what we do and to help do what we're trying to do. Yes, there's lots going on with Thanksgiving that we're going to try to do some really cool things over the next couple of hours. You guys know the deal. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line. You can call in to the Honda Lincoln hotline, same number as well, if you would. Lots. I want to start this thing pretty quickly, right? You can follow on the Starter Heyman text line, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. See what's going on in studio. Today's pretty slow in studio. It's just me. Oh, it's me and Nick. So that's all you get on there. But I'll say this. Moving in some positive directions and building some really cool relationships. So I wanted to start this show that on the ticketfm.com website, as soon as you go to it, there are a couple of things that jump out on the webpage. First thing is that you can nominate somebody for a smile, like have us make their day. And this is Thanksgiving week. So yeah, folks need something cool, something else on the table, right? You need something good on the table. We can add to that and we can do something with it. So there's a tab that if you go to the website, theticketfm.com, as soon as you bring up the website, it'll bring up a tab where you can nominate somebody for dessert from Beatrice Bakery. And it's not just grandma's fruitcake, although that would be enough. Although we was introduced to a young lady today who didn't like fruitcake, but now like it's her favorite snack because we sent over a box. Nick, when we took the snack of fruitcake snacks over to Lincoln Public Schools,
Yeah,
there's a young lady whose mom works there who took a bunch home, and it's her new favorite snack.
that's awesome.
So much so that they're going to take the kids and go out to Beatrice and visit the factory.
Fantastic.
To do that, also the folks at Teammates who we sent stuff out to as well, and you made some new listeners along the way. So there's that. Also on the website, there's a tab for you to nominate families who may or may not be in a real good spot for Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, we will give away a full meal provided by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Today and tomorrow, we will hand out, based on some of the nominations, we've got gift cards to Wingstop. We have gift cards to Canopy Market here in Lincoln. $50 so you can just go, add to the feast, put something on the table, do something good for somebody else. Those things are there. So if you can think of somebody that deserves to be considered for this, you can put it on the text line. I would prefer that you go through the tab, but seriously, you can nominate folks for desserts in the text line. And then for the dinners, use the website. And we'll do that for the day. I'd like to, case in point, and I know some folks don't want exposure, but some folks don't mind. And we're not trying to embarrass anybody. We're not trying to shame anybody. We're just trying to put some love on their plates and give them something in their bellies. So I want to read. There's a couple that came in today that I want to read, and they're important. So, Stephanie emailed and said that I'd like to nominate Mr. Dale. He mows my lawn when asked, which is very, very often, probably every 3 weeks. My children live across town. There's no excuse, but that's what it is. He does a great job with limb and pickup and all, etc. He's never asked for $1 because he knows I'm on a fixed budget, and he always does it with a smile. I want to say this, Mr. Dale. Good on you. Good on you. I know you're a Huskers fan, so good on you. What we'd like to do is for you, and maybe you could pick up something for Stephanie as well. She's on fixed income. So to both of you, there will be $50 gift cards for Canopy Market for you to put something on the plates Thursday. Find something in the store. It would be greatly appreciated. Again, it's not sports, but it is community. So I want to do that if you guys are okay with that. And if you have something that comes to mind, reach out. Reach out. We'll do what we can for who we can do it for. Simple biz. Simple biz. We will do that again in the next segment. And then we'll do it again at 4:30. And then probably again right as we close. But each show tomorrow will accept a nomination and they will make this happen. Also from the folks at Beatrice Bakery, look, I'm going to put 6 cakes up for nomination just to put on the table and just to have it in the house. Reach out. Reach out. That's all we're saying. Good on you. Spent some time hanging out with Kirk Ferentz in his press conference. And interesting dude. Interesting guy. Different space that he's in. And I want to go through some of the quotes. Simple. He talked about Keegan Johnson and said that for some reason he's got ability to not be affected by things, and that he's able to focus, just practice, and handles the task at hand. He said, knock on wood, hopefully it stays that way. He was asked about the recruiting of Keegan Johnson and how difficult was it. And he said, it's always difficult to recruit from Nebraska. But every now and then they get one. And they got one, and they got a good one. He's producing for them. I did go up and down. I'll go through this at 4 o'clock. But I went up and down the stat sheets. And, oof. This is an interesting game. And I understand why the point spread's kind of all over the place. And we'll get into that later as well. Ferentz, he talked about the guys, Noah Fant, et cetera. Guys that were recruited from Nebraska and went over and had success, and what the responsibilities and the friction that happens when they come back home to play. Some of the former folks born in Nebraska who went to Iowa have had success when they came back to Memorial. He spoke to that, but he also said that Memorial is a very difficult place to play. Talked about Logan Smothers and said, well, quite frankly, I don't know much about him. He says, seen some, he said, I think I've seen some clips from him from junior high and some from the spring game, that sort of thing. He goes, one thing I know is I know he's fast. So he knows exactly what Nebraska fans know. He knows about exactly what the Husker fans know. I pointed out there are a ton of video stock of young Logan Smothers before he got to the University of Nebraska. That stuff's out there, and there are. I can speak this honestly. There are a ton of quarterback coaches in the country who would love to have Logan Smothers under their wing. Kid's an athlete, kid can play, got a little moxie to him, a little bit of savage in him. If anything that I worry about with Logan Smothers based on his quarterback camp film and the scouting reports from those camps was that if anything, Logan is too competitive, that he will try to do too much, which isn't always bad. He will try for the extra yard. He likes putting his foot in the ground. Maybe sometimes, get that slide thing. I'm not sure he's learned how to slide yet. But we'll find out on Friday. He can put his foot in the ground. Yeah, they can run more option game with him. He's less beat up than Adrian was. So now you don't want to wear him out. I don't want the kid taking shots, especially in a rivalry game on Black Friday. But Heinrich Haarberg will be ready in support. And I would not be surprised to see both of them. Different situations for each. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised. And don't be fooled. Haarberg can put his foot in the ground too. Bigger, stronger version of the quarterback position. Bigger arm. They both have some things to work on, but they both have some things that got them recruited and offered from the University of Nebraska. These are not bad quarterbacks at all. But in a game against a team that doesn't make many mistakes and a team that sits back and waits patiently for you to finally give in and make a mistake, this is an Iowa defense with 21 interceptions. 21. Opponents have picked the Hawkeyes off 7 times. That gives you any idea about how proficient they are in getting in front of passes. And a lot of that is batted balls. There's a lot of tip drills going to happen. Smothers is not the tallest quarterback, so the windows that he's going to have to throw to are going to matter. And please, for the sake of everything good, please protect that young man early. Let him get his rhythm. Let him get his feet under him. Let the crowd get a chance to get behind him. But Iowa flows, and they'll flow 7 defenders in that passing game. They'll get the windows, and they'll drop deep. Now, if Smothers is patient and is willing to take the layups, he should have success on Friday. But if he gets greedy and tries to go in between an uncapped space with a safety sitting over the top, well, that's a little bit more difficult. He can go over the top, but the wind conditions and such will play a factor in that. But Smothers can get his foot in the ground, and Ferentz knows it. And it says so. Now, it may change the way Iowa defends Nebraska. Ferentz talked in great detail about his ability or his need to go through and pay attention to how Nebraska reacts to what Iowa does. It matters. How they defend a thing tells him how to do the next thing. How they run fit will tell him how he's going to throw against it. Whether it's behind it, to the side, over the top. I really can't imagine Iowa spending a lot of time and a lot of effort going over the top of Nebraska's defense. I think a lot of theirs is going to be pick, boom. Running game isn't that impressive. Nebraska has a better running game, or had with Adrian. Will that be the case Saturday with whoever's playing tailback? Well, once we figure out who's playing tailback, we can have that discussion. We don't know yet. Iowa only averages 3.3 yards a carry. Not that impressive. But they're going to nickel and dime you. 2nd and 7, 3rd and 4. 3rd and 3. And make it so you have to hedge yourself. And they'll throw safe numbers to the numbers and to the hash. We know what they do with their big guys. But it's not very ferocious. They're just sane. They play safe. Ferentz has a pretty good idea about what's in play. I'll go to the text line. Guys, thanks for waiting. Appreciate it. Brian T., what's up, big man? Facial hair on point, hair windblown. Go ahead and get it, man. Thinking of others. Why you guys are taking are the best. Yeah, well, without you, there's no us. There's no us. And if you can't remember that in this season, you need to. Not bad QBs, but a bad team, which and like the problem. Here's this game could a lot of this game could be played in a closet and won in the closet. Like this strikes me as a 24-17 game either way. All right, whatever way you're going to play it. But Iowa sits back and they're very patient defensively. They're just going to sit back and wait on you and wait on you and wait on you. They're not exceptional in secondary. They're just not. I don't think their linebackers are on par with what they had the last year or two. Big guys up front are still violent, which matters. But what you get from the tailback, see, people as they focus on this thing, just remember that it for what's being done behind Logan Smothers and in front of Logan Smothers will dictate a lot of how this thing ends. Are they going to block for him? You got a guy in his first college start in a rivalry game. Thank goodness it's at home. I think that certainly helps. But man, I hope the big dudes show up. Can we send raw meat to the hotel, team hotel? Can we send extra steaks so they got a little more bass in their voice Friday afternoon? Look, this above all other, you got one game left, and my goodness gracious, if you won't step up and play for your little lamb of a quarterback, you have to revisit what you're doing. You got to fight for your dude. You have to fight for your guy. Who's playing running back? Who's playing receiver? And then what questions are there about who's returning and who's not? There's a lot of questions about this. Do you have the offensive success that you had against Wisconsin? Can we expect that? Can we hope for that? Can we? Do we know why they had that success? I was just going to try to fit and fit and fit and fit. They'll give you a little space in the middle that make the more difficult throw. That's why they have so many interceptions. They force you to throw into the vacuum. I'm okay with Smothers throwing the ball. I don't want the young man to feel like he has to carry the ball 15 times. He might. This is his one shot. So dude might just let the air out and say, I'll be damned. I'm going to run the ball. And he has that talent. Look, this is a high school sprinter. Smothers can flat out fly. But I was going to lay a hat on him. They're going to lay a pad on him. It's important. It's important. We'll root for the young man. Ferentz is, as much as he says I don't know much about him, guess what? He's got his minions on the internet scrounging for all the film that they could possibly possibly find. And Drumstick, you're right. I think hopefully he is chomping at the bit. He's waited 2 years for this. He's prepared all of his life for it. A big part of this is interesting. I mean, how much help he gets from Adrian. Is Adrian going to be on the headset? There's no Mario Verduzco. So I'm curious as to what voice is in the head of Logan Smothers as he goes through his first college start. What voice does he hear? Whose rules? Is it all Scott Frost? It might be. It might be. Question is, are NCAA coaches obligated to provide injury reports like the NFL? No. To give opposing coaches heads up that our best players. Well, coaches tend to work in honesty and transparency. They should anyway. Kirk Ferentz gave a full list of the guys who are going to be out and guys who are game time decisions. Most coaches don't have any reason to deceive. The deception means that there's things you don't want people to know, but the reality is if you're good at what you do and good at what you know and good at what you teach, it doesn't matter whether they know who's playing or not. It really doesn't matter. I would be more upset with a coach that doesn't. And I'm not talking about sharing issue of the player, but somebody not playing. Yeah, that part. Somebody's not playing. It happens all the time in college sports. Kid misses a class. Kid's late to a meeting. There's several different things. The injury aspect of it is one being considerate of the player and being considerate of the player. We're talking about college students versus professionals. Professionals, I mean, there's a transparency that should be in play. The young folks, again, people feel like they're way too entitled to know the particulars and details of a teenager's life. It's a little too much for me. We don't need to know everything about Adrian Martinez. We don't. Scott Frost can communicate and say, you know what, our quarterback's not at 100%. That's more than enough. Say it. We're okay with that. Being transparent and being honest is okay. Doesn't affect the job that has to be done. Again, both head coaches in Friday's game have communicated players of importance who aren't going to play due to injury. So, there's that. There's some spectacular numbers in the stats. Spectacular numbers. And as you go through them, I mean, again, to find out that Iowa, 21 interceptions. Come on. Like, people, do you not understand what color jersey you wear? Hit the other dude. Nick, you okay, man? He's just walking in the microphones. You just don't do that. I don't need you injured today. I don't want to have to put you on the injured report. Also, there was some funny stuff that we found out. So this is the time of year where coaches' bonuses get released, right? Those contractual things that if they meet said numbers, metrics, that that they get bonuses. And it's some pretty interesting ones because Kirby Smart gets $100,000 if Georgia makes it to the SEC championship game. No such thing as another game, man. $100,000. I don't care how much you get. $100,000 is still $100,000. Kirk Ferentz got $100,000 for achieving 6 wins. When he hit 8 wins, he got an additional $500,000. Mark Stoops at Kentucky, he got $100,000 for winning 6 games. You talk about culture. Like, they're letting you know 6 wins ain't been that normal around here. So look, if you can make it happen here, there's some money. Plus, if he wins 7 games, he gets an extra year added to his contract. So every year that he wins 7 games, they extend his contract, which, again, pretty interesting. Dabo gets $50,000 for making a bowl. Just for making a bowl. Dabo's laughing all the way to the bank, man. Luke Fickell, $75,000 for 6 wins. At 10 wins, he gets another 30. At 11 wins, he gets another 40. Some of us have made bad career choices. These guys are racking up money. Arkansas's coach, again, $50,000 for 6 wins. And a contract extension. Actually, he got $250,000 for his 6th win. Another $250,000 to his 7th win, and then another year added to the contract at those numbers with the inclusion. Man, look. These dudes are making so much money. This is so much money. Oh, man. I hope y'all taking care of your kids. I hope y'all taking care of your players. I really do. Jake says, what's up, DP? What's up, Jake? Question for you about coaching. If Frost could guarantee Ferentz level of success, no more, no less, over the next 20 years, would you keep him in search for or search for better? I think how I feel. I don't know how Husker fans feel, but I think that if Scott reached Iowa or Ferentz level of success, whatever that is, people would be satisfied. But what was the last time Scott Frost beat Kirk Ferentz? It was the last time Nebraska beat Iowa. So reaching their level, hey, the first step would be to win Friday. It still doesn't put you at Iowa's level. That's not how that works. They're going to a bowl game. They're also playing for the right to be still be in the Big Ten Conference Championship. So there's a long way to go before Nebraska gets on that level. They're close. They're border close. But they're also not so close. Or not so close. We'll throw the break. More. We'll give away another gift card for Thanksgiving. And I'll break down, I'm just telling you, some of these stats for Iowa and Nebraska. Eek. It'll be an interesting game on Friday. We'll load up for it when we come back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is your furnace or heat pump ready for winter? Call Bryant to schedule your home heating check. Comfortable, safe, efficient. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Lincoln's Mega Liquidation Store is here. Wholesale Logistics is now open on West O Street as a bin store with tons of liquidation pallets, appliances, mattresses, furniture, and more. Brand new mattresses 30 to 60% off retail with well-known brands. New furniture also 30 to 60% off retail value. Brand new LG Scratch and Dent appliances 35 to 40% off retail. Wholesale Logistics purchases truckloads of smaller items from major retailers and throws them into bins, with everything starting at just $8. Get to Wholesale Logistics, open each Friday to Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 2811 West O Street.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Experiencing increased body fat, low sex drive, lack of energy, or general fatigue? Vitalize Health offers testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy to boost hormone levels and build muscle mass. Call Vitalize Health today at 402-413-0717 or go online to vitalizehealthne.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has been your go-to in South Lincoln for years, and their second location in downtown Lincoln is now open. Rosie's downtown spot is Lincoln's premier Nebraska party bar with the Sidetrack Band every Friday night of home games and all day for Nebraska home football games. With 34 TVs that are 65 inches or bigger, you'll always have a great view for all the games. Make sure to check out the new Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, now open in downtown Lincoln at 10th and P.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln.
A new Planet Fitness location is coming soon. To celebrate, you can join before we open for just $1 down, $10 a month. We're squeaky clean and ready to welcome you with tons of equipment and plenty of space to spread out. So join the judgment-free zone today. We're ready when you are. Just $1 down, $10 a month. Offer ends soon. Join us today.
Planet Fitness Lincoln opening a third location soon, just east of 84th and Layton. Join now.
Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See club for details.
These days, there are more reasons than ever to treat yourself to a great haircut at Great Clips with the online check-in app. So tell us, why do you check in?
I check in because I'm tired of hat hair. I check in because we all need a cut.
I check in so I can feel like me.
And I check in so I look good for you.
No matter why you check in, you'll check out with a great haircut and save time with our online check-in app. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Back to One-on-One with DP, presented by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Thanksgiving is a groove. Welcome back to One-on-One, 93.7 The Ticket FM. I said we were in the spirit of giving, and I meant it. Courtesy of Canopy Market. Beatrice Bakery. We're going to throw in some cake in this one too, Nick. And some folks have thrown in a cookie making kit as well. This one is a mother of 8, fixed income. She's always doing great things for everybody else that needs help. She would give you her last dollar if you needed it. But we need to add some dollars to it. So, Ted, we're going to hook up. We're going to hook up Sarah. We'll hook up Sarah. That's a lot of kids and a lot of love in one space. Nick, I'm going to forward you this one as well so you have it in your email, kind sir. That way you can follow it up and make sure we get it right. For Beatrice Bakery. This one's good. April of 2020, my wife was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. The day before she was scheduled to start her chemotherapy treatments, my wife woke up blind. She ended up having a detached retina in both eyes. 6 surgeries later, my wife has her full sight back and is cancer-free. Amen to that. The chemo destroyed her kidneys and is going through the whole transplant waiting list process. Stood beside her, not just as a boss, but as a friend. She's been there to listen and help pick her up when she was down the past 2 years. She's been a huge light in our lives, and with all the children at Highlands, with my wife not being able to work through this whole pandemic, she has repetitively told her she has a spot for her when she can return. Holly, who is the boss in this that we're speaking to, has a huge heart and is an amazing person. Without her, I don't want to think of the dark places my wife would be. She isn't just a boss, but a huge blessing to my family. Holly Gans Christman from Highlands Academic. We're going to put together a care package for you. Man, there are good people in this space. There are good people. Well done. Courtesy of Beatrice Bakery, we'll do that. Nick, I will forward you that one as well. Whew. That one gave me the feels. There are good folks out there. There's some really cool numbers when you look at what Wisconsin, what Iowa and Nebraska are going to look like side by side. But if I said to you, hey, Nick, which team has the better running game? No, it is, in fact, Nebraska. Better offense? Better defense? Right. So as you go through it, right, that these numbers are kind of bananas. There's one area on the field that Iowa has a very defined advantage over Nebraska. Don't be shocked, but guess what it is? Special teams. Special teams. Special teams. Iowa averages 26 yards per return. Kick return. Iowa averages 9 yards a punt return. Nebraska does not. They do not. So every time special teams comes on the field to give them the ball, Iowa is going to be plus 20 yards. Because you got to figure what they're not getting. In theory, they're plus 10 yards. So over the course, let's say that you punt the ball 5 times. Iowa's going to be plus 50 yards on the game just because. Just because. Nick just handed me that. James Franklin agrees to 10-year contract at Penn State through 2031. Because everybody don't love you like you think they think they do. He was looking at houses in Hollywood, and all of a sudden now, you lose a couple. You got to stay where you are, where you should have been loyal in the first place. Sometimes the place you are is okay. Right? Sometimes it's okay. Oof. Okay, Penn State, you got your man. You got him for 10 years. I guess y'all love me after all. That is spectacular. Another place where Iowa is better than Nebraska. 35 fewer penalties. Iowa is always working in the profit. They're working in the game. Small things matter. Oh, my goodness gracious. That's crazy. That's crazy. Iowa also has another advantage, and it's in the red zone and that they put the ball in the end zone. They are plus 12 over Nebraska when it comes to getting the ball in the red zone and scoring touchdowns versus not. You know what else they're good at, better at? Their field goal kicker is 18 of 21. 18 of 21. So those numbers that fall into play. Iowa has 11 touchdowns throwing the ball. They have 7 interceptions. It's not sexy. It's effective. It's another one of those games where we can simply say, guess what? Iowa is going to need Nebraska's help to win. Don't put the ball on the ground. No penalties. Plus yardage on kick returns and punt returns. Being solid on the kick cover game. Iowa actually attacks on return game. They actually try to get positive yardage. And that is in play. That is absolutely in play. Iowa's only had 44 penalties all season. It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. But along the way, oof, that's a lot of return yards. That's a lot of return yards. Oh, we dare to dream. We dare to dream. Again, a lot of what Kirk Ferentz was talking about was their adjustments as well. Iowa has adjustments to make. And he said a thing about their roster that I found to be very interesting. Like he went in to the coaching aspect of it. And they were talking about the depth and guys who are sitting there on the bench. Kirk Ferentz said this: if we don't want to coach a guy, then we shouldn't have them on the roster. We invited them. They are all here because we invited them, and we should treat them that way. We try to give everybody a chance to be coached. Who-wee. Don't bury a guy. Coach him. Coach him. Coach him. Drumstick, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He said this is torture. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. What's up, DP? I would not be satisfied with Iowa level success. I demand more. Then what's the demand and what's the timetable? What do you want? Do you want 10 wins next year? Do you want 8? Do you want 8 next year and 10 the next? 9 the next? 8 again? Like the specifics of what's going to be required to move the program forward have to be discussed. Like you've got to know what it still hasn't been said. It still hasn't been said. It still hasn't been said. What do you want for it? Iowa level of success would be satisfactory because it's better than what is currently. But is it good enough? And remember, the whole Iowa discussion is how you got here in the first place. So what is expected immediately, and then what is expected long term? What do you guys want from Scott Frost? It hasn't been said. Like what will define success? And look, a win Friday would be fantastic, remarkable. But would a win Friday justify or make the offseason better? Does that calm the nerves, beating Iowa? Does that give you peace of mind? Or is it just it's a good win, but it's not a program changing win? Where do you stand on it? Like, if this team wins Friday and it's with Logan Smothers, one, does that mean that Smothers is your starter going forward? And two, do you want Adrian to return? Third, does this mean that you're happy with the program? Are you satisfied with the program? Right? Because Friday's performance and Friday's finish will say a lot about the guys who are considering coming back. Texan says there's no reason why we can't win the West every year. You guys agree? It feels like our program has forgotten what made us successful. Clean, sound football. Yeah, I just don't like. There's so many basic things that aren't being accomplished, and that's not. I mean, do the small stuff. Like, we can all root for people who you have a sound kicking game, you have a solid running game, you have a solid passing game. You don't have to be the best in the country at anything, but it would be really, really impressive just to be good at basic things. Right? Basic line blocking. Don't have to be cute. You just have to be sound. Solid tackling. Proper fits. 11 hats to the ball. Axel Foley, you're hilarious. Says, yeah, clean on the field, a little sketchy off. That's almost every program. Sadly. But that's a whole nother topic for another discussion. What's up, DP? It depends on how they win tomorrow. I do agree. Winning the West more years than not is a reasonable expectation. I agree with that. That's not turning the world upside down. That's just Nebraska playing good football. Like, that's such a basic thing to say. But that's the basic thing that needs to be said. Like, I'd be satisfied if they were doing the basic things right. And that pays no regard to talent. That pays no regard to any. That's just you lining up right, tackling right, blocking right, throwing the ball right, running proper routes. Like, that's the basic stuff. To get into the cuteness of schemes and dialing up special plays for a special situation, yeah. But I want basic things done well. DP, what's up? What's up, Paul? Hey, if you could choose, what would you have Nebraska do on offense? If it's me, a 50-50 balance with the bulk of your throws. Let's say you throw the ball 23 times in a game. That I would like for half of those to be below the first down stick, but between the hash marks. I need 3 really big shots. I need, of those 23, I want 40% first down efficiency. I want the ball to be moved. Run game. Look, if your run game is plus 4.42, you're a winning football team. So to tell me that you haven't come up with a way to get plus 4 yards a carry, whether it's the quarterback or not, then you got to reassess the system. Texas says, if you can't at least compete for the West the next 2 years, it's time to move on. That's still a long time, but okay. The next 2 years is a long time. Cleveland Mike says, what's up, DP? What's up? I don't think that being a perennial top 20 team is too much to ask given this program's history, facility, and resources. Yeah, those things, like you're literally dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into a new facility. For what? For what? Like, do you think that's going to help you recruit because it's cuter? It's a cuter campus than everything else? You still got to treat people the right way. You still got to tell them the truth. You still got to help them develop. You still got to help them become what they want to become. Yeah, they have the resources. All the boosters in the world. Check writers, extraordinary. History. When you walk in the room and you walk in the building, my goodness gracious, look at them go. You see the flags and you see the banners and you see the videotape and you hear the radio calls. And those are all moments of excellence. But most of them were a bunch of things, simple things done well a lot. And to say that that's asking for too much, it's there. I think they can do better. That's just me. We'll throw it to break. Come back more. We'll finish up with one-on-one before we get to old school at the top of the hour.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is the equal opportunity employer.
Here's to days spent roaming and to sleeping beneath the stars, to casting another line and letting time float by. From Shadron State Park to Indian Cave State Park and every recreation area, historical and state park in between. Here's to your adventures, your memories. Here's to 100 years of your Nebraska state parks. Plan your next trip today at nebraskaparks100.org. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
It will be a warm, sunny, windy day here for our Tuesday, topping out at 65. South winds could gust 30 to 35 by later this afternoon. We'll see increasing cloud cover tonight with a low down to around 40. Windy again tomorrow, this time a northwest wind gusting over 30, cooling us off to 53. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
With today's Husker Radio Report, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com. Nebraska head coach Scott Frost dropped a bombshell as this football team gets ready for Iowa on Monday. He said that quarterback Adrian Martinez is out now for the rest of this season with a shoulder injury.
We have one game left. Adrian won't be available. He has a shoulder injury that he's going to have to get addressed after the season. Happened in the first half Saturday. He's such a tough kid. I didn't expect him to play in the second half, and he came up to me right before the second half kickoff and said he wanted to go. Played well, played tough. Feel terrible for him. We appreciate him, and we're going to have to be without him Friday.
That means going forward, we're probably going to see Logan Smothers get the start, as well as the potential of seeing true freshman Heinrich Harbert.
We'll get them ready. They've both done some really good things in practice. Logan's done some really good things in the game, and I got confidence in him.
The Huskers have now gone from a 4.5 favorite now to a 1.5 point underdog for Friday. Reporting with the Nebraska football team in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.
Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hardworking, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has been your go-to in South Lincoln for years, and their second location in downtown Lincoln is now open. Rosie's downtown spot is Lincoln's premier Nebraska party bar with the Sidetrack Band every Friday night of home games and all day for Nebraska home football games. With 34 TVs that are 65 inches or bigger, you'll always have a great view for all the games. Make sure to check out the new Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, now open in downtown Lincoln at 10th and P.
This Thanksgiving weekend, Broncos country is starving for a divisional win. Starving. Sunday, the table is set for the Broncos and Chargers. Join Dave Logan, Rick Lewis, and Susie Wargin from Empower Field at Mile High on the KOA Broncos Radio Network.
The Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers kick off at 3:05. Pregame starts at 1, right here on your home for the Denver Broncos in Lincoln, Nebraska. 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're going to change it from John Cena sucks to mean people suck.
Good choice.
Yeah. Yeah. It is the season that should be every season. But in the season of thanks and the tough times that we've had, people have somehow lost their kindometer. Doesn't really register. So, a friend of the show called in to say, listen, folks are out and about and lining up at restaurants trying to order food, and the behavior towards people who are working, because I don't know if they sold out of chicken or, there's a problem in the back, a machine broke down. I was at Tanner's and the machine broke down, the fryer broke down. And most of the people were extraordinarily kind. Why? Because it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do. Being told that there are people who are going into these stores and just being obnoxious because their chicken sandwich isn't on time. Can we calm down a little bit? Can we chill? Just chill. We can disagree and not hate. We can be disappointed without being obnoxious. Can we do that for the folks who are working to try to feed folks over the course of the next couple of days? Just be kind. Just be kind. Look, to have somebody call in and say, listen, folks are making it tough for people who are working in restaurants and stores. Can we stop? Can we stop? And really, let's just remember, these are tough and interesting times. So folks who are showing up to work to do the difficult work, let's give them a break. Just because it's the right thing to do. Just because. Be kind. I'm told that's a Nebraska thing. One more time. Nick, Beatrice Bakery, we have a submission that I want to honor. I'll read you the note. Katie just lost her mother in September in a late-night car crash. She was awoken at midnight to the police. This will be her first holiday without her mother. She was her mother's only child and her best friend. While she's put on a brave face, I know she struggles, and Christmas was their favorite holiday. I think for this, we need to put together a nice little care package. Again, don't go through it alone. Nobody should have to go through that sort of suffering. It is the holiday. And for the record, you see people reaching out, reach out. Reach out. People are going through it. It'll take a team. It always does. It always does. So we'll go to we'll finish this wonderful hour, and hopefully we made some smiles along the way. Folks who are having some difficult times, and we're not done. So if you want to nominate, go to the website, theticketfm.com. There's 2 tabs, one for Beatrice Bakery, one for Thanksgiving. Hit those up, put the information in, and we'll respond to it. Greatly appreciate your kindness as well for thinking of others, getting to folks that we can't normally get to. Old School, up next, top of the hour on 93.7 The Ticket.